Hey guys, before we start this episode, I wanted to talk to you about Type 1 Lifting. So Type 1 Lifting is a clothing line that proceeds of the shirts and tanks and everything else goes to the Children's Diabetes Foundation. So this all came about with me and seeing a 5-year-old girl in the emergency department that had new onset of diabetes. So just take a look at the website. It's www.type1lifting.com. So just check it out. If you don't buy anything, that's perfectly fine. I would just like for you just to take a look and just see what we have. So like I said before, www.type1lifting.com. And guys, I hope you enjoy the show. All right, guys, another episode coming at you for the Type 1 Lifting podcast. I have a great gentleman I met on LinkedIn. He's been a personal trainer for 22 years and actually owns the Personal Training Biz. Mark Ruehle, how you doing?
Great to be here, Thomas. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So what made you become a personal trainer?
Oh, I guess probably thinking back, it's been a long time, like you said, 22 years. But thinking back, it was mostly sports, athletics. I was always very much into that. And then, us boys, when we get to be a certain age, especially back then, the weightlifting came about, to be better at your sport, become more explosive and so forth and so on. And I just really gravitated towards that. I always loved teaching. So I thought, what better way to still teach and do something that I really love to do. So it's kind of how it came about.
Nice. And so since you've had a long career in personal training, what are some of the differences you've seen from when you first started to now?
Oh, well, geez, the education part of it is just so much better. You are a better trainer. There's so many better trainers than me scientifically. And I'm not afraid to admit that. And I study all the time and keeping up, but the science is just continually being pushed at us, which is a great thing because things change and we've got to stay on top of things. So I think the education has gotten better and better, even though there are a lot of people out there that still shame, some other trainers. Oh, why are they making it? They don't seem to be very smart, which I think is sad that someone would go that route. But I think the science end of it is just always going to the next level, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah. I've noticed it through podcasts, like not including mine, but just other podcasts I've listened to throughout the years. They interview all these people that you probably would never had a chance to even hear about until they come up. So it's pretty amazing.
I know. And it's just, the information is so readily available, which is also great. Yes, some of the certification stuff get to be pretty expensive and, some people have a hard time with that, which is understandable. So, it's just nice to be at our fingertips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, as your long experience, what makes a good trainer a really good trainer?
Well, first, I think you need to have some talent. I talk to coaches, what are the missing ingredients? And I think there needs to be some talent there, which means you got to be a good coach. And that just doesn't stem from, your bachelor's, your exercise science degree and your 13 certifications. I don't know if you've seen some of my posts. I sometimes get a little sarcastic at times and then let people that, hey, your 9 certs aren't going to make you, the best coach out there. There's other things that are definitely part of it. And of course we need to be relatable. We need to be personable. We need to be approachable. I think those are huge because this, it's scary for people to hire a coach. It's like walking in for some people to go buy a new car. It's very, very nerve-wracking. So, it's about relationships and building some trust, earning some credibility, and, allowing people to gravitate towards you, feel comfortable in your presence. Then it's just so much easier instead of, hiding in a health club or whatever and then hoping people come where you need to be the one to make people feel comfortable in your presence. So I think personality is definitely a part of the game. And maybe the most important thing. I mean, honestly, you're not going to get a chance to share your knowledge, to share your scientific savviness, if that's even terms, but if people don't feel comfortable with you, and if you don't let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them.
Yeah, if I always have new clients, I always like to, welcome them and give them a high five, just kind of like, make them more relaxed a little bit,
Absolutely.
Just something like that.
Saying hi, for crying out loud. I just don't, that's not salesy. That's not sales. That's not scary. To be human, to be nice. I've mentioned it in many of my posts and videos that showing that you truly care is absolutely the best marketing strategy out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sales. You're not, hey, Tom, hire me. No, you're just say, hey, Tom, how's it going? Did you see the game last night? Oh, yeah, man, it was great. And then 3 days later, you're talking again. And before you know it, I would do something funny and be like, hey, Tom, so when are you going to hire me? And laugh, and just, you can get very chummy. And with, it just doesn't have to be that difficult. But I understand it's scary. It takes a little practice. But you want to get better at squats. What do? Practice your squats.
Yep, keep on going.
You want to get better at being personable? Start being personable and practice it, and learn every day how to be a little bit. I think you can learn to be a little more charismatic and a little charming. I think that's, some people think it's a gift. Maybe, but I think you could work on it.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree that you could definitely work on it. So, I mean, there's some people that are like super shy, and then they start talking to random people, or maybe get some liquid courage, meaning alcohol, like kind of open up a little bit, and then they'll get better and better at it. So
no doubt. I've said that a lot of times too. If you want to get better at anything, beating your fears, you got to get started. You've got to practice beating your fear, talking to someone, and I just don't find it scary to say hi.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. It's personal training.
Yeah.
So I think you should try to be personable. So yeah.
Awesome. So you have like a big you have a big following on LinkedIn. So do you think that, like, out of all the social media platforms, do you think LinkedIn for you has been more helpful? Or
I'm really glad you asked, because a hot topic with my consulting business is social media. Because I think so many coaches think that's the only game in town. And I will argue this for how much time do you have?
Oh, I got plenty. Don't worry. Keep it going.
No, I could go on and on about, how LinkedIn is probably the best. If you are a personal trainer looking to connect, no, that's the LinkedIn's famous word, connect with other professionals in your city. If you're like a one-on-one trainer or a small group, and you're looking for certain professionals in your city, LinkedIn is the place, because they want connections too. So I think Instagram fails in many regards because it's not really where the professionals hang out for the most part. Yes, there's some. Yes, there are. But if you're looking to connect with a law firm or, president of a bank or some CEOs, more than not, they're not on Instagram. They're not really scrolling Facebook, but they are absolutely looking to connect with people on LinkedIn. And with LinkedIn, what's great is hit the connect button. They either say yes or no. Mm-hmm. They don't have to follow you back like on Instagram. You can go all day and follow, and you don't get any recipient. It's not reciprocal a lot of the time, because a lot of people want to have 1 million followers and only follow 10 because it looks cool. But on LinkedIn, what looks cool is, I've got 29,000 connections. I don't, but I mean, they want that. So it's very easy to go up to that scroll or that search bar, and I'm in Des Moines, so I could Des Moines lawyer. Boom, here they come.
Yep.
Connect. So I think you're spot on. I'm glad you brought that up again. I think LinkedIn is a up and coming. A lot of people know about it. We know about it, but I think the future is very bright in the fitness world. Real soon here on LinkedIn. Yeah,
I so for me with LinkedIn, I'm just like, I'm still kind of a newbie to it, kind of. So like I'm trying to connect with people, because obviously you want like the 500 plus connections. It looks good in your profile and all that stuff. And like, but the problem is like, I feel like some of it's like too salesy. It's at one point where like you connect with somebody and it's just like, hey, buy my ebook or whatever like that, or
they're
like
they're in your messages. Bam.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so annoying. It's just like, guy, I just want to connect with you, see what your posts are, and like I'll comment or whatever. So, and it's starting to, and it's almost starting to be turned into Facebook for me, for some people, like some that's post stuff.
It's awful. I can't think of a better word, because it's 2020. It's 2020, and people think that times have changed so much. They have not. People want to build relationships. People want to truly connect, and where trust is built, credibility is earned, instead of blasting them. It's odd. It's just, I'm just like sometimes flustered by that, because I talk about this on a daily basis with coaches that do a phone consultation with me, and that I love reaching out to people directly, but indirectly in a way where you're not pestering them almost to hire you for the service, where just wait a minute.
Yeah, like in due time they'll come to you. So just like
some good and like on LinkedIn, like you said, people will look, because again, they're looking for connections. The saying, I know a guy. We've all heard that. Like I know a guy or girl, of course. That's what LinkedIn's all about. So if you can post some quality content that is valuable to your connections, they will share it, or on other platforms, save it, like it, comment on it, and that's the key. And then you get that a few times. I posted something about the other day. I'm like, likes aren't that important. You know what's important? Sharing and saving. When you can look on a post and like, my gosh, I got 39 shares and 57 saves, that means you're bringing something. That means they're paying attention to what you are saying, and then they'll buy. You don't even have to ask.
It's almost like with Instagram. It's like everyone wants the likes, and it's like almost like a human highlight reel, and they don't show like the the hard times they've gotten to get to where they are, and it's like, come on.
I get hit up daily by coaches on Instagram, personal trainers on Instagram, that get likes up the wall. I'm just like, whoa. They're not. No one's buying. No. It's likes. So what? It's. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's an engagement group they're in. That those are obligatory likes. Those comments are obligatory. They're from friends and family. And it's a real kick in the teeth. You've noticed from my posts, I'm overly honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because I get hired by personal trainers to help them make more money, make this a career, and I'm not going to tell them to say, "Yay, likes," because you have your shirt off again, or and flexing, or you told everyone that you deadlifted 500 pounds yesterday. Neat. But where's the value? And they will say, well, I'm trying to motivate people. I get it. I get it. But you need to grow your business, and that's just not the way, because it doesn't resonate with most people.
Post,
it doesn't resonate.
Because like I did a post on my Instagram where like I clean and jerk 315 like for like a PR, like, and it was like I was excited about it. I wanted to post about it, and everyone was like super, like they couldn't believe I did it. But it's like, is it really going to sell my t-shirts that I like, my clothing company that I'm working on? Or like, and if you look at my feed, you'll rarely see me without my shirt on, because like I have a t-shirt company. Why would I want to take my shirt off and have nothing on there? So
I think but see, if you have a clothing line, like, I think Instagram's great. If you're selling supplements, maybe I think Instagram can be great. If you are, did I say fitness model already yet? But if you're a fitness model, I think it can be great, because your market is different. You know? But if you're looking for that, for one high-end client or 15 high-end clients to do one-on-one training with, they are not scrolling Instagram, and they are not looking for a personal trainer on Instagram. They're not liking your post that you're doing RDLs right in front of the camera. They're just not. But Instagram can be used for so many other things. Online training too, if I mentioned that already. But seriously, my gig was 2 or 3 athletes at a time, or a 57-year-old partner at a law firm. People that will keep paying you 2, 3, 4 sessions a week, year after year after year. And of course, what does that do? They get results, because they see you all the time, and then the relationship is built, and they become your billboard. My clients know each other because of that, and so, sorry, I kind of got off track, but the social media thing is relied upon far too much. Too many trainers hiding behind their phone. Posting and hoping. That's my line. I say it a lot. Too many posting and hoping type coaches out there, hoping their SEO works or hoping their Facebook ads work, and those can help, but I'd rather you really would seek out the people that you really want to work with and directly talk to them instead of post, because coaches reach out, I don't know what to post. What kind of content? I'm like, you're overthinking it. Why don't you post something that you feel your market might want to learn? But also get off social media and send an email, send a personal note, make a call, ask to do a speaking engagement, go to the 7th grade girls track meet, wear your shirt. I mean, hand out some free smoothies. I mean, get out there.
Yeah.
And then people will know, man, oh, that's Thomas Lennon. He's great. He's in the area. I didn't know. I didn't hear about it. Now I know. I have his card. He works with my son's friend. It works.
Yeah.
Still works in 2020.
Yep, absolutely.
It still works.
Yeah.
It will always work.
Yeah. So how did the personal training biz company start for you?
Well, just kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right away, I witnessed what was going on. I saw the depression in the trainer's eyes, the sadness, the fear. Super educated, brilliant coaches quitting the industry because they weren't making any money. They didn't have any consistency. They had the wrong clients. And early on, when I started Personal Training Biz, it was probably actually around 10 years ago when I started it. I put it on hold. My son was really young. I didn't know what I was doing. Admitting that, because a lot of people think that, oh gosh, you just overnighted that thing. No, I did not. My initial time, when I started Personal Training Biz, I got hammered by a website company. I paid 10 times too much. I'm not kidding. I won't even get into the numbers, but I got taken. My fault. Kind of hurt me a little bit mentally. Put me back in my place a little bit, and then I went gung-ho early 2015, got some courage, and really started putting myself out there and sharing some of these truths that a lot of personal trainers aren't making. A lot of smart, brilliant personal trainers are not making it because they don't have the right clients. They have no clients at all, or they do not have the right clients. Clients that have the ability to pay them often, and they want to see them often. And that's where I got a lot of hate early on. They would call me greedy, mean, stupid, because they felt that me coming out and being very honest and saying that we need clients that can afford our service continually, they thought that was mean. And I'm like, that's every business.
Yeah.
How is that mean? I know you want to help Susie over there that maybe can't afford many sessions, but you need to get your business where it needs to be in your mind, where you're making enough money. Then you can start to give back. You cannot grow a business with her, or Jimmy over there that wants to see you once a month. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of heat for it, but I still get a little. Definitely not as much now that more people have gotten to know who I am, and that I'm not going to sugarcoat much. And they understand what I mean. That we're really like a lot of companies, a lot of businesses where we start with having a quality service or a quality product. Nike did that. Maybe get a little for that, make sure we tag them.
Yep.
But, like Nike did, they started with a great product. Then what they do? They told everybody. And then people bought, people told people. They kept bringing a good product. Anheuser-Busch does it. Mercedes does it. We need to do it too. Have a great service. Saturate the market. Tell the people, the right people about you, how you can help them. When enough people know about you and your amazing service, you will get hired. Then continue with the good job, continue with over-the-top service. They'll spread the word. They'll help you. Yeah. And I just, so that's, it's a very long way of explaining it, but, way back 20 years ago, I saw the sadness and what am I going to do? And I kind of was maybe born with a little bit of an entrepreneurial mind. And I asked myself 22 years ago, how am I going to stay in this business? Well, I need to get people results. How do I get them results? I need to be with them often and for a long time, because we can't get anybody results in 2 weeks. We can give them a great bunch of information. We can treat them nice, but results help our business grow. We get known by like, man, look at what Thomas did for Cindy or how he helped her. And boy, she's still with him after 3 years. Man, he must be great. I'm going to call him too. And so that's what I wanted to share with trainers. And not just those facts, so this is how it works, but how to do it, how to get known by these people, how to get some courage and directly make contact with people, and to be able to handle rejection. How many times have you been told no?
Oh, tons of times. Yeah, and like when you first started, like, so I was in the personal training business for like 4 years, and then I had to get out because I was working at a global gym, and they were taking a huge profit out of what I'm doing, and so I was like, listen, I can't do this anymore. And like Christmas time, like the holidays, forget it. Like it wasn't making anything. So I had to like leave and do a recruiting business. And like, I like doing the recruiting, but like, I want to get back into personal training again. So, and it was hard. It was like, struggling. I had clients for a long period of time, but it just wasn't, consistent sometimes.
Wasn't enough.
No.
And pardon me, health club owners, but here I am being really honest. some gym owners that probably don't like me much, but because there are many of them, not all, many of them are not enabling their trainers to make it. They're not helping their trainers become successful, which is silly because the best marketing a club can have is their coaches. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, come on, if you have successful coaches, that means they have successful clients. I mean, word spreads, and taking half their money and not helping them attain the right clientele is killing them, and it's going to end up hurting the club as well because the turnover is so vast. People notice that. The members notice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my club it was like a revolving door sometimes, but like there was like a core group of people. And, and we would talk and stuff. And like, I was like, listen, I want to make 60 grand in a year, let's see if I could do that. And then I did the math, and it was like, I had to work 12 hours straight, 6 days a week with no breaks. And I'm like, I can't do that. And yet like they're making $7 grand off of off of protein shakes a month. And it's just help me out.
I know you'd have to, I mean, we can run the math all day.
Yeah.
There were so many still today, tons of trainers, even taking it down to 30-minute sessions, which they're okay. But now you're making $15 every half hour, but you're not full. So maybe you saw even 6 people that day. What's 6 times 15 before taxes? I mean, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it is a numbers game. And if some more coaches, of course, would attain the right clients. And it's different for everybody. You can find some sort of niche, and people are like, well, what was yours, Mark? I'm like, people that can afford me. And they laugh. They laugh. I don't care who it is. I want to have a chance. And you don't have a chance to help somebody get the results they want if they can't afford to see you. Mm-hmm. And that is the truth. That so many people just like, oh, I don't want to hear it. And I'm like, come on. It's like any restaurant. You can use that analogy. Mm-hmm. You got to tell people where your restaurant is, so they'll come and see you and taste the food, and all those, because then they'll want to come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to give away all the recipes.
Yep.
I mean, it just, and I just feel there's a lot of guilt in this industry because of, the obesity in our world, the health concerns. I mean, with COVID now, it's even amped up, and which is good and bad. COVID's been rough, really rough on trainers as in a lot of industries, but I really, really hope that more and more people will be more concerned, and hopefully this will help coaches, more, that they will be able to have more clientele because of the scare, which is good and bad, of course. Yeah.
So with the personal training biz, is it for people, can it be for both like online and one-on-one?
Yes, absolutely. Most more than not, I think a lot of coaches that didn't do so well, not everyone that didn't do so well maybe with the one-on-one wanted to go and try the online route, which is fine. And a lot of people will tell them that online's easy and that, you'll live on a beach and sit with your laptop and sip pina coladas and that sort of thing. And of course, I have done some online training, and it's not like it's a lot easier, because it is a little bit harder to build a relationship. It is a little bit harder to keep clientele, even though there's less cost usually for the customer. it is a little bit more difficult because there's less TLC, that you're giving. Your bedside manner is just not as good. It can't be unless it's local, which of course I push a lot of online trainers to start locally instead of trying to dominate Instagram. Mm-hmm. Another reason, my goodness, a ton of people in your city that would, be better off. They could afford online training. So absolutely, any coach that needs help in any realm of the business side of personal training and coaching. I mean, I've gotten hit by, massage therapists as well. And a lot of people that are in a similar type of, service industry. Yeah. I, of course, would be more than happy to help them. And you probably have noticed too, I'm not one of those gurus that said, nope, you got to schedule a call with me and pay me this much money. No, I get hit up all day long with DMs and private messages and emails. And I am absolutely, it's my pleasure to give as much as I can. And then, hey, if you want to buy my other ebooks or schedule a phone call with me, then we can do that too. But I love it. It's just nothing makes me happier than to just even give somebody a video back like we did recently and just to shoot a couple minutes and show them that I care and give them some strategies to use today to make their business better. Yeah, and I always liked, especially on Instagram, when I see your posts, you're always pretty quick to comment back or anything like that, which is which is huge because right. Not a lot of people do that. And even the video thing, a lot of people, especially with on Instagram, when people ask me questions with working out and stuff like that, I'll do a sound. Pretty much a voiceover recording and then send it to them, or a video, and they're like, oh my gosh, you didn't have to do that, and instead of just typing. Value. Yeah. It's value. Yeah. And people, again, I keep going back to, but it's 2020, and it still matters. Mm-hmm. It will always matter. It's the best parts of my day. My wife and son are probably mad at me, but I'm constantly, I'll be back, because I got to go run and I want a little bit of privacy, and to respond to somebody's question, or if they wanted to vent, I can, even though everybody's probably, geez, is this guy ever going to shut up? I mean, I know I like to talk, but I can also listen. I just continually want everybody to know that I'm here for them. I know what they're feeling. I mean, 22 years, for crying out loud. I've witnessed a lot. I've heard a lot. I've learned a lot, still learning. Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing for you to say too, because not a lot of people, especially with the amount of years that both of us have had in the fitness realm, we're oh, I know what I'm talking about already, so I don't need to know. So that's why, and I'm not, I'm not crushing Instagram or any of these. So I'm not crushing or that a lot of trainers kind of do the same thing, because they'll post sometimes some videos or some education stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for that. I've been having, my hips are tight. Thank you for your demonstration. So there is a lot of good stuff out there. And again, just giving back, give. There's just too much self-serving, really, to get back to what we were talking about earlier. There's a little bit too much self-serving going on. And like you said, here's a bunch of self-serving going on, and then they don't respond to comments. Yeah. Why'd you put it up? Yeah. Why'd you post that if you're not even going to say thank you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's and you can tell the bots from the real people. You can tell if someone's trying to sell you something. Someone's just saying, this is fantastic. Thanks for sharing this. And you didn't say thank you. Glad you liked it. Yeah. Now you can't do. Yeah, if you want to grow a fan base, most people are just looking to gain followers. I'm like, you want to grow a fan base? You got to show you care. Yeah, exactly. Come on, try a little bit. How long does it take? You can say it into your phone. You don't even got to type it. I do it all day long. So anyway, yeah. So how does someone like a personal trainer get involved in sign up for a personal training biz, and what's the steps and how that happens? Well, you can find me everywhere, from Instagram, just, Personal Training Biz, B-I-Z, Facebook and LinkedIn and so forth. And my website is personaltrainingbiz.com. And on there you'll see I've got a free ebook. It's 20 pages, which to me is some value. A lot of free things out there are just a couple pages. This is around 20 pages. And that will, of course, if you opt in, you will become part of my email list, which you can unsubscribe anytime you want. But why would you? I'm just going to continually give you stuff for free. And then, of course, there is another ebook for sale, or you can do a phone consultation with me, and where that second ebook is part of the package. And then included in that one too is I share 6 or 7 templates, blueprints, so to speak, where it was how I made it. How I made it in this industry was, we didn't have social media 22 years ago. That's, I'm old. So
we're old.
yeah, right. 45 in a couple weeks. What'd you say? You're gonna be 41.
41. Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So and again, here it is, 2020, and I still wouldn't rely on social media, but I loved sending a personal note in the mail. So I include in the second ebook or the phone call with the second ebook 6 or 7 examples of exactly what I sent to the law firm, what I sent to the 8th grade volleyball player to try to entice her, or the doctor's office, whatever. And so they can go to my website, personaltrainingbiz.com, and see what I offer, or of course check out my content on social media. It's 100% free. It's actionable every day.
Yep.
I never once I did a video recently. A kid reached out to me on LinkedIn and he said, "What's the catch? There's no strings attached. You're gonna answer my questions for free." And so I gave him a couple-minute video back. I'm like, have I asked you for money? No, I'm just here to give you value. If later you want to buy something, fantastic, but you're not going to ever hear me screaming, buy my stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why, gosh, so many people, why do you give so much free information on social media? Why not?
Yeah, it's like the Gary V thing. It's like give, then ask.
Yeah, exactly. He's right, and that makes me right. I've seen it 1,000 times on their gurus. I don't care what area of the world and what business it's in or whatever. Well, Susie, you're going to have to buy my course for me to answer that one. Really?
Yeah. So have you? So have you seen like a lot of people get that free ebook, or like what's the?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and have they like
thousands?
Oh, okay.
And it's just a little taste. It's 20 pages. There's it's, what is it? The title: Three killer mistakes successful personal trainers don't make. Long title, long-winded like me, but 20 pages of some truth. To maybe get people thinking a little bit differently, and that's really all I want.
Yeah.
I want you to open your eyes to who your market is, and again, it can be retired golfers, it can be lawyers, it can be whatever, but you just got to be willing to go and and introduce yourself. Mm-hmm. We are like Mercedes and Nike. We don't have their advertising budget, but we need to treat our business as such. And then once you get to a certain point, wherever you need to be, then you can go over here and be like, hey, Tommy, I know you would you still like to see me once a month? You can't grow your business with a person like that, and that hurts a lot of people's feelings when I say that.
Yeah.
But sometimes the truth is a little hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
But I want nothing more than more coaches to make it in this industry, to make it a career, make it long term, and because we've got an important job.
Yeah.
And it's a passion of so many people, and people need us. We're crying out loud. And it's just heartbreaking for me to hear the stories, especially a lot during COVID, of people having to leave the industry, and I don't want that. There's plenty of clients for all of us. We are not each other's competition by any means. We don't have to be hating on bad trainers, cheap trainers. Help each other, and because in all honesty, the better the industry looks as a whole, people see that and people come. They're like, man, this coaching thing, this personal training thing works because I know so many people that have a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So we want more successful coaches. I don't know why there's got to be hate going on, and oh gosh, he sucks. How does he have that client? I'm way better than them. That client hasn't lost any weight. Why don't you go talk to him?
Yeah.
Help him.
Ask them. Like, it could be a thyroid issue. That's why they're not like losing weight. Like, it's like
just never assume.
Yeah.
That's one of my rules. Stop assuming.
Yeah. I mean, I've had clients that have gone from like another trainer to me because they like wrench their back or like something happens, and like when I was doing it, we do like corrective exercises. Personally for me, I'm not a big fan of like the machines or anything like that. Only for like certain things, but it's good for some people. But yeah, I train my clients like functional fitness.
You got it. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so like that's how like, and and my main goal is not to have anyone get hurt. And so
I say that all the time, like, not on my watch. You know, you're like, you want to mess something up when I'm not here? You know, of course I'm kidding around. I mean, most of my clients are, I have a lot of my clients I've had pretty much all my whole career. So the relationship is there, and it has to be, for crying out loud, for them to keep paying me. But no, you're absolutely right. Things happen, or we don't know all the information. So I remember a story of this personal trainer that was an overweight coach, and they were walking around always drinking this colored liquid. You know, maybe it looked like something caloric. How about that? It looked like a sugary drink. And, you know, some coaches would run around and talk smack, and like, gosh, this coach had cancer. And the coach was drinking this fluid to help settle their stomach because of the chemo, you know, and that's just another, you know, really, you know, extreme situation. But that's to your point. I mean, why are we assuming so much in this industry and thinking we know everything? And this is you know, should be a nice close knit group of professionals. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. I've met, I mean, from you to, oh my gosh, thousands and thousands of fantastically personable, caring coaches through social media. Yeah. And so I think the future is very bright because the education is there, you know, at our fingertips. The education is there. Should be no mistake. There should be no issues with education. There still is. There should be less and less as we move on. But it really, again, now comes down to being personal, being approachable, reaching out directly to people, getting to know people, offering your service, but not in a salesy way. You know, get to know people, you know, and then maybe 2 months later, hey, Tom, when are you going to hire me? You know, I mean, that's when it gets fun. Yeah. You know, you can kind of kid around almost, you know, like, hey, I thought we were going to schedule a session. What's going on, Tom? Come on. You know, and then he's, oh, I know. Okay, fine. How about Monday? Boom. Yeah. You know, instead of that cold, you know, Facebook ad, you know, or that cold DM that you get, we get all the time on LinkedIn, just like, oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I've actually gotten a couple from like supposedly these real big personal training like business like coaches, and they're like, and he couple messaged me, and I'm like, oh wow, he's messaging me, and like then he's realizing like, so do you want to get your business like to the next level or whatnot? I'm like, well, yeah, obviously, and he's like, well, do you have $1,000 to, you know, to do it? And I'm like, if I gave you that $1,000, my wife would like chop my limbs off and like just beat me senseless. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So. And who knows too? Does this guy or girl, whoever, have they even been in the industry, or are they just a Facebook ad expert? I think they're pretty much a Facebook ad expert. And not saying, because there's tons of great marketing people out there that do well on, you know, social media marketing and other forms of marketing, email funnels, all those things. But it just is a little bit comical. And how many messages have I got from those people? I'm like, did you read my profile? That's what I do. Yeah. You know, and I'm not, it's okay, but it's such a mass of private messages, but that they're too lazy to even check the person's profile you know, it'd be like someone, hey, do you need a personal trainer? You know, no, thanks. Yeah. I mean, we all can use a coach, no doubt, but you know what I mean? Yeah. They're trying to sell you, and you don't even know them. You know, I mean, one of these days I probably will hire a personal trainer. I know a gazillion of them. I need someone to, you know, kick my butt, so I'm not, you know, kind of halfway doing it. But yeah. No, yeah. So have you noticed, like, within COVID, like, I know you said a lot of trainers were leaving, and I've seen it as well. And have you seen a lot of them, like, do, like, work from home and kind of, like, work on their business as that? And then, like, you know, how have you helped them with that? I'm glad you brought this up, too. You know, virtual training has actually been around a long time, believe it or not. Since I've been doing it for so long, and all my clients they're very wealthy people. They travel a lot. They do not want to stop their routine. So of course I've been doing virtual training with many of them for many, many years. So it's very simple, especially if you have that relationship. But even if you don't yet, I think it's a great way as another option. And I think, you know, of course the coaches I talked to lately in the last 6 to 8 months, I told them, I said, you've got to let everybody know the options. Everybody needs to know how you can help them, and it's not just one-on-one, but you need to offer the in-home sessions if they're willing to have you come to their house. You need to offer the virtual training. You need to offer the online training. you could even be on the phone talking them through it. If maybe it's an older person that doesn't know what they're doing, you could have speakerphone going and talking them through it. You could literally do it through text. I mean, there's no excuse that you cannot help your clients during this time. But I guess, a lot of coaches, it's scary. They might not, know exactly what to do or how to present it or and so forth and so on. Or maybe their clients don't have some equipment. Do your best to make it work.
Yeah. There's always scalable options. Always scalable options.
And you're smart. You're smart. You can figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run from it. Even though I know that it would be easy to do, and that's also where a guy like me is here to listen. I get a lot of coaches reach out and tell me they're terrified, and I feel for them. I have empathy for them, and I'll just tell them exactly what I told you is just you can make this work. You got to just keep showing that you care. Keep reaching out to them. Don't hustle them. Don't I've got a couple husband-wife combo that are still locked down in their retirement center. They can't leave unless it's a doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks for them, and they have a workout facility. They will not allow me in. They thought they were going to let me in, and then we got disappointed, and so we'll try. We try to do some FaceTime workouts, but they're very elderly, and it makes me nervous that they're alone.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be there with them, guiding, spotting them more than if I would a 16-year-old football player.
Yeah.
It's a little, I have more faith that the kid's going to be okay than the 85-year-old, adult. So
yeah,
COVID has really shocked this industry, and not just us. From restaurants to the service industry, from chiropractors and masseuses. This. Everybody listening, watching knows this, and but as coaches, there are ways around it. With virtual, online, on the phone, whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
just offer it. Tell them I will come to your house.
Yeah.
We can make this work if they're comfortable with it.
Yeah. So I don't know what the regulations for COVID are in Iowa, but like for down in Georgia, like the gyms are wide open. They have trainers. They have to wear a mask. Like all the employees have to wear masks. But like what's the regulations for you guys up there?
They were supposedly going to do 50% capacity,
mm-hmm.
which of course is kind of tough to regulate. And many restaurant owners, many gym owners are, literally saying, screw that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to turn anybody away. So it's a very tough situation for them. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm here to support people and listen. But yeah, you should follow the rules best you can. And so all in all, the crowds are smaller. I have a deal with a couple area health clubs that I do frequent some. And it's definitely quieter, and it's an odd vibe still. A little bit of an odd vibe.
Yeah, with
cleaner,
definitely
cleaner.
Yeah. So with the gym that I work out at, they have this thing called like the Air Phoenix, whatever, or Air Fix is supposed to like kill like 95% like bacteria or whatever. But like still, it's amazing. Like I'm at the gym at 5:30 in the morning because like I'll work out and go to work, and it's like this place is slammed like with people because they're just like, all right, they're back and ready to rock and roll. So it's like, and it's super interesting. And then you'll see like people supposed to like wipe the bar down, or leave the bar alone and don't clean it. And you're like, guy, you got to clean up your stuff.
Yeah, you got to. We were clean people to begin with. We were cleaning before it was cool to clean. I've been cleaning for years.
Yeah.
But you just have to be a little robotic about it and do what you need to do. Do the right thing. I just see a lot of men, especially, that just like, oh, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the ladies tend to be cleaner people.
Yeah,
you just see some dudes, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah. So
what are you doing?
So how do you get your clients to let their or your clients or anybody your people that you coach to like get these women to actually start like lifting a little bit heavier or get like buy into saying, hey, you're not going to get bulky, or like, get the guy saying, hey, instead of doing cardio like 24/7, like how about like lift some like heavy weights? How do you get them to buy in?
It's been a fantastic trip for me the past 22 years to see it happen.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me happier than to see these girls lifting. You're like, and let's be honest, look at how much their body changes. Of course, this. Most people watching and listening right now know that your body composition will change for the better when you strength train and actually use some weight. And I think that there's so many walking billboards now. I mean, seriously, these fit women, and it's just like, so I actually said this the other day to one of my clients. I wish that my female family members lived closer, because I would absolutely schedule sessions with them. I might charge them a little bit, but probably for free, just to get them seeing this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my family's from like a smaller towns where it's just not the thing. So to your point, or to your question, I just think that it's so visible now. It's everywhere, that it's the right thing to do. It's the hip and cool new thing to do for girls to lift. Mm-hmm. And I love, because I mean, 22 years ago, I saw them walk into health clubs with the big eyes and they'd head right to the treadmill.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, I've always been pretty courageous and I don't know what the word is, but I just talk to them, like, listen, come here, let me show you something.
Yeah.
Not in a creepy, trainer way, but just, try to show them that, hey, you can do this too. You don't have to run to there and walk for 2 hours and then leave,
mm-hmm.
And so it's just been fantastic to see it happen.
Yeah. I had a client before. She was in her late 50s, and she was like super scared about like any barbell or like the free weight equipment, and I'm like, no, we're going out there. So I got her like a trap bar, and she's deadlifting, and now that's all she wants to do is start deadlifting, and I'm like, okay, let's go, and it's amazing.
What feels better than being stronger?
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, and of course, when you're stronger, you grow to a point, but again, women think they're going to look like us, and actually, there probably are a few girls bigger and stronger than me, absolutely, easily. But to my point of being bulky,
mm-hmm.
And using those terms, or I just want to tone, and some of the worst words in the fitness industry is bulky and tone. You're just like, oh my gosh, stop, please.
Yeah.
So no, it's been fantastic to see and of course, it didn't take me much to convince my ladies, because I really didn't have to, because it's been so many years, and they knew. I said, I guarantee that my clients, like, you will get stronger. I guarantee I can. That's the one thing. The food end is a little bit harder to guarantee, because they have to do a little bit something there. But nothing better than being stronger.
Yeah. So like you talk about the food part. So how do you train your clients about like with food and everything like that?
That's everyone knows that is the most difficult.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think most people would agree. The clients of mine that have done the best, I have a younger guy that's lost 100 pounds. He was, believe it or not, 600 pounds. He's down to 500, and just a fantastic. I've been doing this for so long. I knew him when he was, in sixth grade.
Yeah.
Now he's 30 maybe. So, but I had worked with his parents for years. And then, of course, now I'm working with him. But I think the key to him, another one of my ladies who has lost 60 pounds recently, was that they didn't punish themselves when they screwed up. They would plan ahead with their meals, knowing that Saturday night they're going to have some fun and not feel guilty about it. So, most people know, hard to do.
Yeah.
But planning ahead, of course, focusing on nutrient-dense foods, keeping the sugars down a little bit, the bad sugars, and don't have to run from an apple, but just really focus on nutrient-dense foods, which of course are lower calorie.
Yeah.
And still having some fun, for crying out loud,
Yeah, I agree.
Have some Doritos.
I mean, that's awesome. From a guy from 600 down to 500, I can't imagine looking at the progression week to week to see what came down when he lost that 100 pounds.
Well, and it just the kicker for me was, again, like I said, I knew him. I started with his mother and father 21 years ago, and so I knew him all this time and watched things
slip,
take off, and then watching him go the other way, and just the joy and there's not much like that. Helping someone lose their last 10 pounds is fantastic as well, but this is just what's the word? It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I've had clients will lose a substantial amount of weight, and it's
Sure.
It's amazing to see what they can do. And they and the thing is, half of them were like, I don't know if I could do this, and I'm like, no, you're doing this. You can do this. It's just you need to think that you can do it and don't get mad. So
it's a daily thing.
Yeah.
We all know that, but for some people that don't live this, it's very, very overwhelming, and they have this monster goal. And so I'm always a big fan of having some smaller goals. I don't like to have people become very intimidated or scared with these monster goals, because we all know what happens. I mean, some people are going to, of course, disagree with me. I don't really like to have expectations in my life for certain things, for myself, not for other things so much, because it's so easy to get disappointed, and then a lot of people quit. So I use the lines patient persistence a lot. I love those two words, because you'll hear a lot of people out there say you got to be patient, but I'm like, there's that work part.
Yeah.
That persistence part you got to throw in there with it. So I love to say patient persistence, whether it is growing a personal training business, becoming healthier, becoming a better parent, becoming a better cook, whatever it is, we just need to take those steps and just keep working.
Yeah. I always like to tell my clients, just get 1% better every day. So
improve. I don't know about you, but I don't think there's really this that people talk about maintaining. I don't know that there really is such a thing.
No.
It's pretty tough to stay the same in anything in life. So let's just get a little better. Like you said, let's get a little better today. And maybe it's just here.
Yeah.
And maybe you gained 2 pounds last week, but maybe we're better here. This is, I think, just the hardest part anyway, to convince yourself that I got this, I can do this. It's one bad day, patient persistence. My only expectations are that I'm going to continually try.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've had one client that was getting like so frustrated with because I made her start doing like Olympic weightlifting, and because I only like I said, I only do this for like a very select few people that I think that can do it. And she was trying to get a number. She was trying to PR this week, and she couldn't get it. And I'm like finally saying, I put a dumbbell like right in front of her, and I said, all right, this dumbbell represents all the people that talked so much shit about you, because she had her ex-husband was like really well known, and so people would talk smack about her like online and stuff like so bad. Like I couldn't believe it until I actually read like the articles and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm like, think of all these people as all the haters, and they think you can't do it. And so she got down, and like she just ripped the biggest scream and just threw the weight up. And I'm like, that's it. All right, nice job. Like just like, and it was like before that she was like almost on the point of crying because she couldn't get the weight. And I'm like, you just need some motivator. And I'm like, you know what? This is awesome. Like this is a great way for you to get better.
And that's why our gig is so fulfilling. I think that's probably the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
Is it's fulfilling. Whether I can help a coach grow their business or just sustain it for a little bit long, whatever, keep them in the game, or like you did, and just to be a part of that, a small part, because we're just kind of leading the way here. Teaching, and when you get receptive clients, when you connect with them in the right way, there's not much better than that.
Yeah, and I loved it working with her too, because she was always like super nervous. So like I would scream at the top of my lungs, like in the gym, saying, "Oh yeah, look who's ready to lift!" And then finally she was just like, she would scream like, "Woo, let's do this!" And I'm like, "Okay, all right, I know she's ready." So, but there's I know.
Scary but fun.
Yeah, and I know like if she was like she looked at me, and I'm like, I can kind of tell just by looking at her. I'm like, okay, something's going on, and so but I'll still yell it out just to kind of get her little some positivity in her, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this, and this instead of this. Right. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So
that's why we do it.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the end. So
gotcha.
Do you have any goals? Like, I know you said you talked to have like micro goals and like bigger goals. So it's getting close to the end of the year. So what's your goal that you want to hit at the end for the end of the year?
Are you talking
like anything, like business wise, like personal training wise, or anything?
For me, I've never been, thankfully, too worried about my personal training business, because again, the longevity, the 22 years, got known by the right people. Connected with the right people, got hired by the right people, loyal, committed, driven people that can afford the service long term. But I think maybe personal training biz wise, the consulting business, I don't know about the end of the year, but I think really every day, like you talked about getting better, I want to become the most known personal training business mentor in the world. And I don't know if that sounds a little weird to some people, but I just want to be able to help as many people as possible with one post.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my following continues to grow every day, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about me. And it's not just me. I'm talking more about the information. But I am a piece of the puzzle because I will help. I do care. And I think that's probably my big goal. And it's going to carry on well past, the year 2020, 2021. But just to become the most trusted source, the most known, I want people to know they can count on me, and I'm here for them.
Yeah, awesome, love it.
During this very tough time.
Yeah.
And because this business ain't easy.
No.
You know it.
No.
You probably had, I had people way back, you can't make that a career.
Yeah.
Seriously, you're going to count reps? You're going to, really? And I got the same stuff from when I started Personal Training Biz. You can't make any money being an online business coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where are you at now? I'm not saying I'm still nobody, I'm still nobody, never going to think I'm King Ding-a-ling or something, it's just a driving force.
Yeah.
Kind of like that female client of yours that she's going to prove something.
Mm-hmm.
And, we always say F the haters, but I like them right back in the back of my mind. I don't forget, so it's a little bit of a driving force, even though I'm not going to let them bother me. They're going to stop me, but it's a little, that little edge.
Yeah, little motivator, just saying, okay, I got to get
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
So, do you have like a favorite like fitness book or like business book you like to reread every year, or just give it a gift? There's probably so many for you.
Yeah, gosh, I've got these books everywhere in here too. Man, I hate to just throw. I don't know that I should even throw one out there because I don't know that I can. That's not the answer you're looking for.
Oh, that's all good.
No, I don't know that I can.
Okay, no, it's all good. No, I know you. I'm pretty sure I know you were like a big book reader. So
yeah, well, for sure. And I if you would have asked me this earlier today, I would have had something for you. But I can't.
So what are you? All right. So I'll give you this. What are you reading now?
What aren't I reading? I'm a little. I'll tell you what. One thing I'm really into is anything that has to do with your mind. I've just mental strength, drive, patient persistence, handling rejection, those type of thought processes. Just hearing it from different people. That's probably one of my favorite topics because I think that's really what holds everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's tons of quotes out there that your body can handle almost everything. It's what's holding you back.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I'm just all over the place. My attention span, probably as you can tell, suffers. So I have a lot of different genres going on, and I actually will delve into some fiction just to chill me out a little bit, so I can just try to actually enjoy a story. So
yeah,
anyway.
One of my favorite fiction books you might want to read is called Toys by Robert Patterson.
Well, I of course know the author.
Yeah. So Toys, it's like a James Bond / what's his name? Matt Damon was him for a while. The Jason Bourne and like James Bond together. It's real quick read, and I love that book.
Is it James Patterson? Who'd you say?
James Patterson. I'm at Robert Patterson. Yeah, James Patterson. My bad.
No, so. My wife is she over COVID. She's in the dental industry, so she was home for a while. And so she read, literally almost a book a day, and of course he's always on her list. Yeah,
so that's a good book to read, just to kind of like just escape from everything. So
awesome.
Also, all right. So two more. So if say you're talking to a brand new personal trainer, what would you tell him what to expect during his or her career as a personal trainer?
Well, if they do it right, I would say you're going to experience a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment. But what they really need to expect is work.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people out there that think this is a very glamorous job, or that it's there was a meme or something, or I get those words mixed up. But a picture of a picture of a trainer, and then it had like, this is what my mom thinks I do. This is what my friends think I do.
Yep.
And then down here, this is what I really do. So a lot of work, a lot of patient persistence, of course, having a top-notch service, number one.
Yep.
And then the work part of saturating, making sure everybody knows who you are, what you do, and how you can help them without being sleazy about it. And again, I said earlier, you got to handle rejection.
Mm-hmm.
People will say no. Not everybody buys Nike. Not everybody buys Under Armour. You just got to make sure everybody knows and give them the choice.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Awesome. All right, last one real quick. Where can people find you on social media?
Okay, so I'm pretty much on every channel. So if you would just search Personal Training Biz, you should be able to find me easily. And personaltrainingbiz.com is the website. But also the kicker, if you are a serious coach, a serious personal trainer, friend me on Facebook. I will probably say yes. I do put a lot on there as well, and would have no problem as another avenue for us to connect.
Mm-hmm.
So they, of course, could search me on Facebook, Mark Ruehle. You'll have my name in there, and there might be only a couple of them in there, but they can tell right away from reading my profile that it's me.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on the podcast. It truly means a lot that you gave your time to me to interview you, so I really do appreciate that.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Thomas. It was a blast, and I know both of us will be talking more down the road, and I look forward to that.
Definitely. All right.